Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Tender Bar. I'm actually mildly excited about this. So I had it on my list for a while. I had no idea it's an Amazon original and it's available on Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's free, which is fantastic. The director, George Clooney. Ever hear of him? Ben Affleck's in it, right? So it's about this kid who's an aspiring writer or something like that, and he's looking for a father figure, so he goes to his uncle's bar. So I think it's Sheridan is the kid going to his uncle's bar, who is Ben Affleck, to find a father figure. I don't know. Learn a lot about stuff. You know, that's what he wants to do. 6.3 on IMDb, which is low, but only 394 people have rated it so far. A little blurry vision right now. Getting old. Getting old. But hour and 48 minutes long on Amazon Prime. George Clooney, Ben Affleck, Sheridan. I'm excited. I hope it's good. That's what you're here for. That's why you came to see if it's worth watching. How could it not be for free on Amazon Prime? 2-day shipping, you know. And it's funny. Real quick, Sheridan, like, I like him. I've seen him in a lot of different... Ready Player One is probably... A lot of people know him from that. As soon as you click on him, that's the first opening scene you see from him. But he's been in plenty. Joe is another one, I think it was called. Whatever. But I always see his name, and then I don't know what it is, and I can't think of it now, but when I watch Yellowstone and the mayor of Kingstown, they're made by, I think it's Tyler Sheridan. Every time I think, like, that kid wrote these shows. That's not what it is. He's Sheridan, and it might not even be close. It might start with a T and an S. I have no idea. But every time I see the name from those shows, I'm like, that's Sheridan. Now I know it's not the same. So, if you're like as goofy as me, you know, you can hit the like button and tell me that, hey, I thought the same thing. And if you think I'm goofy altogether, that's okay too. But anyway, let me get into the movie. I'm excited. I'll find out what it's about, give you a better idea, and let you know if the same writer for the Yellowstone is the actor in this movie. Just kidding. I'll tell you if it's any good. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick check-in here. We're watching The Tender Bar. We're at the 48-minute, 12-second mark. So not even halfway. There's another 58 minutes left. 59 minutes if you want. An hour if you want to round up. But I wanted to check in here. It kind of shifted. So the beginning of the movie, or the first 40-some-odd minutes of the movie, was really about our main character, who is eventually played by Sheridan. JR is the character's name, or Junior. And it's showing his, his upbringing. So he lives with his grandparents, his mother's there, his uncle's there, like everybody lives there. That's how it all starts out. They move back in there, and so he's kind of raised there. Ben Affleck is his brother, uncle, and he owns the bar down the street. So his father is a DJ somewhere, but he's they're estranged. You know, he sees him every now and again, but he's not a real father figure. So he kind of looks to his uncle to be his father figure. And so it's really about that development of him as a character. The mother, you know, not so much about her, but ultimately her dream is for him to go to Yale. And, you know, so somehow, some way, he gets the opportunity to apply for Yale. Now we fast forward. And this is when Sheridan now takes over as the older JR now, you know, that's where it's going from here. But it's pretty neat. It takes place in 1973. I think originally it was taking place in 1973. So now I think it's like 1982 is now when it's happening. But I mean, it's pretty neat to see everything in 1973. You know, smoking in the building, the cars. No seat belts, kid riding in the front seat with the top down, you know, so I like that, and I do like it. I mean, so far it's a pretty good movie. My daughter came down for a little bit, but there's a little language in it. She didn't stay because I was like, oh, maybe she could watch it, because it is interesting to see, you know, the family and stuff like that. Not that everything's unicorns and rainbows, but then there was some language, so I wasn't able to let her watch any of it. It is R-rated. But it's got that family feel to it almost. I don't know what to say, but you know, the point is he's close to his family, his uncle, his grandfather, his grandmother, his mother, and all his cousins and stuff like that. So it shows that, you know, when you're raised kind of in a small town and how you stay connected to everybody, it shows that aspect of it. So there you go. All right, I'll get back to it here because there's a lot to go. Maybe something interesting will happen from here on out, but we've kind of shift generations into his, you know, young adulthood. So we'll see. Stick around.
All props to the aim.
Hey everybody, we're at the credits of the Tender Bar. There's still credits, there's visuals going on the screen, so pardon me if I'm distracted, but I wanted to catch you up and tell you what I thought about the film. First of all, a couple of things that I completely left out in the check-in, so hopefully you stuck with me. Christopher Lloyd is in this movie. Christopher Lloyd is the grandfather that they move into. As I mentioned, he lives in the home and he's got all these kids and grandkids living in there and stuff like that. It's in and out, and it's funny, there's a part in the movie where Christopher Lloyd's at the door, and I have to tell my father-in-law about it. I looked at him, he looked like my father-in-law. He just sees these kids coming in and he's just, oh, you gotta see it. He's gotta see it. I know you won't get that. But anyway, so that was funny. But, you know, he keeps bringing in family members to live with him, and his wife, obviously, she's the one in making that all happen. There's that piece that I forgot to mention. And the other piece was the bar that Ben Affleck owns, I presume, is called the Dickens. So a big piece of the puzzle that I left out was the fact that Ben Affleck is like self-taught. He's a reader. And that's who Ty Sheridan's character becomes as well. Like they love reading books. He wants to become a writer. He reads everything he can. Well, Ben's character, Uncle Billy, I think it was, is the same kind of way. Now, he didn't go to college. I don't know if he graduated high school. But the bar is the Dickens, after Charles Dickens, and it's like filled with books. And he knows like quotes from different books, and he's referencing books like read this, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, kind of self-taught, very intellectual, if you will. You know, so I thought that was pretty neat. I like that aspect of it. I'm not much of a reader myself. I wish I could be, but I mean, it shows a lot of people who read are very, very intelligent, well-spoken, and have a very good vocabulary. You know, and that's kind of what Uncle Billy was without going to college. But it shows that whole aspect. And then you know, as Ty Sheridan's character grows up, and in his young adult years, it turns into a little bit of a love story in a sense, but motivated by his first love kind of thing, and switches a little bit for a period of time, but not so much. At first, it was like ruining the film for me, but then it didn't. So, you know, in the end, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I liked, like I had said, I don't want to say it's like a family movie, but it's a movie about family, I think, and really his connection to his Uncle Billy, but everything that got him through. And it is based off of, they said the quote, I can't get it, like publishing memoirs. It's about, I think whoever wrote this film wrote memoirs about his life, and this is it. So I consider it a movie based on somebody's true life. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. And don't forget, George Clooney directed it. So, in the end, worth a watch for me. I'm up around a 7 on it. That's how much I kind of enjoyed it. I think it's a good... And the other thing is, it's an unknown film. It's not something I've heard of before. I don't even know... Well, I mean, I hear of a lot, but it's not like one of those movies you see advertised a lot. Somehow it ended up on my list. It's got some people I know in it. It has bartender in the title. I'm gonna watch it, right? It has to do with a bar, so that's how I found it. How everybody else is gonna find it, I don't know. Hopefully they'll find it because of my review, and they'll check it out, and they'll enjoy it as much as possible. One thing, as I said, that not a big deal, but you know, as Ty Sheridan becomes a young adult, he meets 2 friends, right? And one friend becomes a really good friend. The other friend kind of drops off the face of the earth. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. If that ended up on the cutting room floor, but when you watch it, and you'll see what I'm talking about, he's got initially 3 friends, but then he's gone. One guy's gone, so I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but that stuck out to me. Not that that's a big deal, but anyway, you can tell by the tone of my voice, the excitement. I think it's worth a watch. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Love to hear your thoughts. I think it's a 7. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.